And we're live. So it's Easter weekend 2021. What is the exact date? It's March 4th. And yeah, I haven't been online for a while, so I'm just getting back into it. And we're going to do some transcription tonight. And I'm just checking that everything's set up. Oh gosh, accept cookies. All right, so I've got the stream chat there set up. Last time I did a stream, because we switched over to Streamlabs Prime instead of using Restream. Streamlabs Prime, we're trying a different system. We might change again soon in the future. But anyway, Streamlabs Prime is about the same price. It enables you to go to Facebook. If you use Restream, you can just go to you can just go to Twitch and YouTube for free. But if you want to go to Facebook for some reason, they make you pay. And Streamlabs Prime is the same. So we're trying it out. But the downside with Streamlabs Prime is it doesn't let you fuse all the chat into one text chat window. So what I might do is still run Restream. But I haven't set that up yet, so I might be doing that in a moment. All right, what's this? Shut that down. Okay, so as is the tradition with Musitude, I always like to jump straight in and play something. That's not what I'm going to play. So I'm going to be doing some transcribing, some simple transcribing. What I've been doing is memorizing music notes on the stage so I don't have to look at a chart because I'm not a musician. After all, that's the point of Musitude. Okay, so what I like to do is go to duets and this one. We're actually going to be transcribing a piece by him. So this is Practical Exercises number 20 by Carl Czerny. I think I'm going to be doing number 1, which is super simple. He basically wrote like 100 or 200 exercises, which get increasingly more complex. And this one's number 20. So what I will do, just move that keyboard out of the way. So what I'll do is mute the music, cue the accompaniment. So if it's your first time to see Musitude, or if you need a refresher, let me just go over the interface here. So Musitude is a website, completely free, no login needed. And it's also an iOS and Android app. You log in for that one, but still, it's completely free. So this is how it works. You play just like you're typing a document. Imagine these letters are just parts of a word that you've got to type into a keyboard. That's the only skill you need. You're already a musician if you can do that. So basically, you type the letters or numbers as you see them. And if it's a circle like this, I better put the headphone back in so I can hear it, right? So if it's a circle like this, where is it, M, right? It means one beat. So one beat is like, if you're clicking your fingers or nodding your head or tapping your feet to music. Every time you do that, that's one beat usually. And so here, Musitude is intuitive in that each circle is one beat. So you can imagine, if I'm going to play these first 4, would be like this. And again. Simple, right? You just type the letters to the beat, and because we've assigned a different note to each letter of the alphabet, and also the numbers, then you're playing music. So this is what this would sound like if I continued playing it. So here, you don't play these both at the same time. It means you play them one after the other, but obviously this is half a circle, so you play it half as quick as this. It has half the value. But then when you get to here, you might press the O, but hold it down for 2 beats because it's a circle stretch. And here there's an M, so you press the M. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it down for 4 beats. And it's as simple as that. And believe it or not, music itself is as simple as that. Only 1,000 years ago when they made this, and this is an uber simple version of music. 1,000 years ago when they made this, they weren't thinking about what would make sense intuitively. Okay, so I'm going to play this, and so on the Musitude website, I can play part 1 or part 2. I'm going to tell the computer, or rather the website, to play this, part 2, and I'm going to play this, so it's going to play along with me. And I could choose any instrument, but it's really made for piano sound. So obviously this is a QWERTY keyboard instrument. If I can just access my foot pedal here, what can I see? Down there. So a QWERTY keyboard instrument. So again, if I make sure I play this, MQTY. So let's get back to there. So a piano has a different layout, but that's the same with every instrument. Every instrument is a different layout. Buttons on a clarinet, strings on a violin. It's all an interface. It's just a matter of learning the interface of the instrument. If you hand a clarinet to a violinist, they're no better at playing it than you or I. They can still read the traditional music notation, but they can't play the instrument. So here with Musitude, we have an interface that you already know. It's either your computer keyboard or your phone keyboard. It doesn't have to be a fancy one like this. But I chose this one because the keys light up when you press them, or you can set it to that option. You see? Just gives it a little bit of something to look at on the screen while I'm playing. So it can be any old computer keyboard, laptop keyboard, or if you're using the mobile app, it can be your phone. So, all right. So now, as I said, I want to play this piece of music, and I want to play with the computer playing part 2, the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where it says play, and I'm going to tell the computer to play part 2. If I click this, the computer plays part 2, and it will do a little tracker so you can see where the notes are. And then it will not play this. It will only play part 2, and I will play part 1, which is what you see here. I could have it play both parts, but I want to play part 1, and I want to feel like it's a duet or something is playing along with me. So here we go. I always like to begin a Musitude stream with playing something. And later I'm going to transcribe music. I'm not going to compose it. I'm not a composer. And, I can't read music that well. But we have some software where I can take traditional sheet music. I'm going to transcribe this, actually, into something like this. So that just means I'm going to give a value to everyone, type it in, send it, and then hopefully it will work. So this is one I transcribed earlier. I got the traditional sheet music for this and transcribed it in. So, as they say, without further ado, let's crash in. Here we go. Let me play this piece. Excuse me. Messed it up there, didn't I? Get another chance. You can mess it up at the same place all the time. Before I started live streaming Musitude, when I was just doing the startup and making the product, I was actually worried about when I might mess it up. Because I thought, well, people might think, well, if you're playing it and you can't play it perfectly, then what good a system is it if it's solving a music problem? But actually, I realized I don't mind messing up. In fact, I'm glad I mess up sometimes on a little note here or there, because if I played everything so perfectly and smoothly, it would come across as either automated, or it would come across as something that you have to be super high level to be able to play perfectly. So I'm a bit rough and ready, a bit of a dumbass sometimes when I make a mistake. And in a way, that's like a testimony to the fact that if I can play this, then anybody can. I'm not that great a typist. I'm definitely not a good texter. All right, I have another Musitude tradition as well, and that is flash off the Musitude merch. It's not really merch, it's just, neither is the shirt. It's just a cup I had made. I like to do a ASMR merch water pour. One of these days I'm going to pour it on the keyboard. Oh yeah, you feel all relaxed now. It's good stuff. Damn good stuff. Wait, I showed the branding, didn't I? Okay then, so next what I'm going to do is do a few social media call-outs. I guess I should have done that right at the beginning, but it's a bit boring if you start a stream and then you just spend the whole first 10 minutes just doing social media stuff. So let's see. Twitter. I guess while I do that, I can actually introduce you to the social media. It's a good idea, isn't it? So this is the Musitude Twitter. Is that going to work? No. Control. Right, so this is the Musitude Twitter. Here we post about whenever we're going to stream. That's a previous stream or some project I did. Like, look at this. This was like, behind me there's a green screen that's kind of like this. But I just bought some materials for £90 and made it instead of... Oh, hell no. Instead of doing that. So, did it announce that I'm streaming? It didn't, did it? So, edit profile. Tweet. Musitude live is live streaming now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I guess I should at least give the URL to one of these. Let's give it. Are we actually live? Yeah, we are. So if I click on that, that's got to be muted. All right. There you go. Copy. Here's the YouTube link. Does Twitter allow YouTube links? I know Facebook doesn't allow them. Not embedded anyway. All right. Well, there. That looks all right, doesn't it? Next, let me introduce you to the Musitude Facebook page. So this is pretty good, pretty lively. We've got like almost 26,000 followers on this page. This is the video part where it installs all the videos, past videos. And here's sometimes, there's a bunch of videos at the moment, but there's other kind of posts we do on here as well. Just talking about the startup, introducing things, showing some, that's all videos, previous videos. I've done a lot of videos recently. Okay. So, let me do a post on here. Create post. Musitude is live. I don't want to link the YouTube one. I want to link. Go to videos. We're not live on Facebook. We has been glitched. That's not good. Oh, let me refresh, see if that does it. Yeah, boy. Right, how do I... Right, if I go to home, I don't really need to do a Facebook call out, do I? Because it's showing it right there. Is it? Yeah. 23 people reached. One person watching. Is that me? Maybe. Okay. Twitch isn't really a place where you do a call out, is it? Yeah. 23 people reached. How do I get to my one person watching? Is that me? Maybe. Okay. Channel. Twitch isn't really a place where you do a call out, is it? Yeah. 23 people reached. There. Muted. And this one, it's not even running. That's fine. And YouTube is muted. All right. And we've tweeted it out. We've done our civic duty on that front. Okay then. Right, let me go back to the main page of Musitude and have another swig. Oh, okay. Actually, I should. I always forget to do this. I mute the music when I want to play something, and then I forget to unmute it when I want to talk. And it's just a bit nicer to have old Harris Heller's music playing. All right then. The standard with streaming is to stream for like 10 hours or 8 hours or longer, but it's not really conducive for Musitude, playing pieces and transcribing or even talking for 8 hours. Maybe it's because I'm an old fogey, but I figured my goal is, now that I'm getting better and better at setup, my goal is to even stream for an hour a day, because I stream to Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. And then what I do is I record it as well, because when I stream to Twitch and Facebook, the maximum resolution they will allow me is 720p. But Facebook, I can at least upload anyway at a higher resolution. So what I do is I stream, as well as the other two, to Facebook. Then when it's over, I edit. Well, I don't really edit. I just chop the part that I want to make a YouTube video and upload that as an upload, and then it can get 1440p. That is cool. All right. I don't really have the chat situation going on. If you're in chat, send us a message and say hello. I really should see if I can restream.io. Of course, I've got to log in. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. All right, I'm going to play one more piece before I start the transcription section of the evening. So look. Oh yeah. It's pretty much my favorite piece. It's a Beethoven piece. Nice. So yeah, I heard this. It's the second movement of Beethoven's Piano Sonata number 15. And I heard it years ago when I was young, and it's just kind of mysterious and weird. Not quite creepy, but maybe a little bit ghosty and a little bit unusual. It's not like super melodious, but something about it is just quite special. And then after years and years of being crazy about Beethoven, I found out that this sonata, not necessarily this movement, or hopefully, but this sonata is Beethoven's favorite of all his compositions. I mean, he lived a lot longer than Mozart. He did about 130 compositions, but each one was a mega blockbuster. But Mozart did like over 600, and Bach did over 10,000, so it's quality, not quantity. All right, so let me play this. Remind me to turn the music back on when I've done it. Okay. Let's see if I can change the camera views while I'm playing. Okay. Here we go. Sometimes that happens and you gotta refresh. But it doesn't happen often. So that's all right. So, nice. Here we go. There. So those are the camera views. I definitely can play this piece without making a mistake. But here's the thing, no excuse. But usually I spend all day long typing on this keyboard. It's not a cheapo keyboard, but I like the design. And this keyboard is a little bit different shape, different size keys, different spacings. So whenever I come to play Musitude on a live stream, because I like this keyboard, I think it looks nicer on the stream. I'm just not as familiar with it, so I think if I start streaming every single day, there'll be less errors. And the other thing is, I'm still getting used to using my feet and my hands, because every now and again, at a certain note, I want to press the foot pedal to change the camera view. And I'm learning it's easier, it's less disorienting if I do it on a certain beat, because it feels more like a stamp in the foot. But before I do that, I've got to be thinking while I'm playing, is my foot, because I'm bare feet, so I can feel that it's my foot over the right pedal. That way, I get the right transition. Okay, so this is a simple idea of how Musitude works. If you want to take it super duper simple, for example, somebody who's never played Twinkle. So if you want to take it super simple for somebody who's never played Musitude before, then if I can just big this up a bit, boom. Then it's a great way to introduce people, because this is a duet. Not only is it a duet, it's a duet by this fella, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And so it's a good way to explain to people that what these lines underneath the notes are is, really, we call them cradles. They're, oh, there we go again with the music. These lines are groupings, like in traditional, I'll put this here just so you can see for contrast. In traditional music, yeah, they have these vertical lines here. And that's why this C means common time, and common time in traditional music means 4 notes per bar. So here you get 4 notes because this is a value of 2, a value of 4. Obviously you can see this is a value of 1 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and this is 2, 3, 4. So we put them out of the way so they're not blocking your view. It's like a little gate at each step. So we call them a cradle. Here in traditional music they call them a bar. And then with traditional music, the position, the line or the space between the lines, all the way up from here to here, tells you which note to play. And the shape tells you how long. So this note here means play it for 4 beats in the note C, 2 beats in the note D, 2 beats in the note E. But here, instead of having to look at a position to know which note to play, you look at a symbol. We don't treat these, there's no language benefit to these anymore. There's no language significance to these. They're just symbols. In fact, they don't really have a language significance by themselves anyway. It's the combinations that make up the words. So this is a symbol. It just means M means play M, and M is a specific note. And then the circle shape, or the stretched circle, elongated circle, is like a different shape here, only it's more intuitive. Because if you're not a musician and you see this or this, you couldn't really guess which one is a longer note. But if you see this and you understand it's 1 beat, then you don't need to be told that this is probably 2 beats. Okay, so let me move this. This is how we would play a Musitude. Okay, so you know this melody. So I'm going to tell the computer to play part 2. And if I wanted to switch around and tell the computer to play this, because I want to play this, which would sound like so this is more like the supportive part. So I would now tell the computer to play part 1 because I'm playing part 2. So here we go, part 1. I'm playing part 2, which is this one. See, I made a mistake on this one. And if you're interested, the reason I made a mistake is because sometimes my mind wanders. It doesn't wander because something is boring. It wanders because if something is simple and I feel like, yeah, I've got it, I find myself going a little bit into automatic and start thinking about other things as well. And I used to do it in school all the time. Spent most of my school days just with my hand on my chin, like that, just looking out the school window. Beyond the playground, there was a couple of houses, and then there was a wheat field just rising up on a hill. And the wind would blow in the wheat field, and the classroom would be hot and stuffy. And almost like waves, you can see waves of wind marks on the wheat field. And I used to have this crazy fantasy dream that if I could just have my school desk out there in the middle of the wheat field, just me by myself, I'd be able to really concentrate. Obviously, I probably wouldn't have. But it's just been a vision. One day I'm going to actually buy myself a little school desk and in the summer go out to that wheat field and sit there. Probably make a video about it just so I don't look like a madman. Anyway, the point is that sometimes when you play music that's sometimes a little bit simple, your mind can wander. So that's just one of the many things that are musical disciplines. It's not, learning music isn't just about, learning music isn't just about learning how to use an instrument or reading music. There's a lot of amazing disciplines you have to learn. And concentration is one of them, which I don't always have. Okay, so the point of me showing this Twinkle Twinkle duet here is because I want you to see that anybody, even me, can play this. It's no automation. It just means anybody is a YouTuber. Oh, we've got a follower on Facebook. Let's see, do we get any of this? Hello, Amr. Are you watching? So, all right, it's enough yakking. We're going 30 minutes. Time to do some. Oh, I didn't check if I'm logged into the Musitude servers. So what I'm going to do is go to the Musitude servers. And I'm going to data management. And I'm going to transcribe. I need to log in, which means I need to go off camera. When I first started streaming, I was typing all my passwords on camera. I realized people can see my hands. They know what my passwords are. All right. That's not visible, just checking. My hands are not visible. Fortunately, I'm not going to be using this one because if I was, you'd be able to figure out the password by the notes. So I'll click away from the website. Okay. That should be fine. All the secrets are intact. Gigantic password. Okay. All right. This, I'm not giving any secrets away here. This is the Musitude management side. So here is where we store all the notation, the users. We actually have a lot more users than this. Ironically, this is about the number of Facebook followers we have. But about a year ago, we stopped requiring login for the Facebook, for the website. We still have it for the mobile app. So here, notation. We don't have any. Yeah, we do. We've got lots of notation on the website. So what I'm going to do is create this in Musitude format. So the first thing I need to do is click new. Right then. So the title is, oh, it doesn't have a number. Practical exercises for beginners. I'll just call it Opus 599, which is what it's called. The genre is classical. I'll just set it to published. And the artist, because we save all the artists, I'm looking for C for Carl. There he is, Carl Zerny. Now that piece, you might say, that piece title card is now created. So now what I got to do, weirdly, is I've got to find it. Practical, there it is, down there, you see? So now what I do is do I just click on it? Yeah. So I click on it. So here you see the title card, which I created, but variation. So even if it's a single piece, but this, as you can see, is a duet. And so I'm going to create a new variation. It just means part 1 and part 2. So this is going to be duet part 1. Difficulty, got to be beginner. Play style, I don't quite remember. Dominating, that sounds weird. Every time that comes up, it sounds so kink and weird. It's basically because I transcribed a piece of music by Dr. Disrespect, and he always uses that phrase in his stream, so I am no weirdo. Okay, so it's like oh, must have done the soundtrack for 50 Shades of Grey or something. No, I didn't. I think I'll take a wild guess because it's been a while since I actually heard this piece, and I'll call it Lilting. We don't actually, is that how you spell lilting? Is it one L, the lilting? All right. Instrument, we'll stick with piano. Key signature. Right. Another reason why Musitude is much more simple than traditional music is here it has the key of C, so it doesn't show any particular key signature. But there's a lot, there's like 13 key signatures in traditional music. I think there's more. So here, just key of C, which means not change any notes. Signature, that C means, again, with music, everything's so weird. This C means 4. Why don't you just put 4? Use 4 by 4. All right. Range 2, 3. Tempo, I always put 120 just to be sure. Okay, now we finally get in there. So let me put this at the bottom of the screen, and if I've done my homework, this should go a lot quicker than it has done in the past. All right, let me just actually let me Musitude this back to the main thing. All right, so I'll have this up on screen. Wait, I thought this was longer. Changed. Guess not. Oh, what? Well, not only are you learning stuff watching this stream, I'm like, I didn't know you could actually adjust this. Steen, did you do this without telling me? I thought we just made it bigger. For no reason, but it seems like we've actually, when I say we, I mean somebody else, has actually, not that I need to because it's a short piece, it's actually made it so you can actually adjust it manually. Alrighty then. So here, all I need to do for this malarkey is take these notes and whack them in here, and then the Musitude magic will alter it into Musitude notation. So it would help if I can read music, wouldn't it? Oh, come on, Higgins. You know what, I'm just gonna get rid of that for now. So it would help if I could read music, which fortunately I can. I could anyway, but not that well. But I have been practicing with an app, flashcard app. I created a flashcard for every note, and I've just every day just memorizing it. I put it to the test. So, see, all right. So that is C4. So I just type 4 C space 2, 3 spaces actually. Then I write 2. Oh wait a minute, I already made a mistake, didn't I? It's uppercase C. Then 2 uppercase D. That's this. 2 uppercase E. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Should be a space there. So a space between each note when I do it like this, but I do 3 spaces just to indicate it's the next bar for when I need to come back to edit. Okay, then we're back to here again. 4 C. Yep. Yeah, okay, 4 C, and back to here. That's D and E. So 1, 2, 3. 2 D, 1, 2 E, 1, 2, 3. C and E. 2 C, 2 E, 1, 2, 3. 2 G, 2 F, 1, 2, 3. You might see me looking after the other monitor now and again. I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at this because I need to recognize which note they are, because I've already memorized them. If you notice, these here are lowercase, then it goes to uppercase, then it goes to uppercase with a caret symbol. And I could memorize that as well. But the problem is, this is range 3. If I was to do it in range 3, it would all move down and these would all change. So it depends on what range is being used. So I have this up just so I can look at the whether it's a lowercase, uppercase. Where was I? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I must have been GF. I must have been here, so now I'm here. So again, 2 E, 2 D, 2, 3, 4 C. Okay. Now these 2 dots in traditional music mean when you get to the end of this piece and you play here, go back and repeat that before continuing, which means before continuing down there. But what I'll do is I'll just copy this. Nope, that's not how you do it. Where's control? There it is. So I'll copy it. That way I don't have to retype it all over again. Then I'll go down to the next line. So there's no dots here. It just means, if there isn't, it just means go back to the start. But here, if there's a go back and repeat, it tells you where to repeat from, which is here. All right, so continuing, again, I would go 2 D, 2 E, 2 F, yeah, 2 D, 2 E, 2 F, 2 G, 2 E, 2 D, 2 E, 2 F, 2 D, 2 C, oops, 2 C, 2 E, and 4 C. And again, I'm repeating this line. So this is part 2 finished. So before we go in, so that's part 2 finished. So before we go, if I do this, if I find this, so what I'll do is, all right, I'll tab it. So that's it. That's that piece of music transcribed. All I did was write down the description of which note and the duration of the note. And now if I click create, watch what happens. Look there for errors. That's an internal code thing. And now if I go here and I write, yeah. Come on, Higgins. Why is it glitchy? Oh, is it? Can't be because of the keyboard. Weird. Oh, it's Carl Zerny. Is that how you spell it? Yeah. Right, I'll go to use. There. See, I just created that, and now it's there. And there it is. And now I'm going to play it. But it'll probably sound a lot better once I've done the duet part 2. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Because this is a super duper simple exercise that he's written, it's like Twinkle Twinkle, so it's very simple. It's going to sound a lot better when I do the duet, as I said. So now I've created this, what we call variation. But if I go here to new, boosh. So now I'm creating the other variation. So again, same title. But now, before I wrote duet part 1, so now it's duet part 2. Difficulty again is beginner. Play style was, remember what it was? Lilting. That doesn't look right, does it? I actually use Google as a spell checker. Lilting. Lilt. Lilting. Oh, it's spelled right. I'm always sure I'm spelling it right when I'm doing it wrong. Alright, so again, piano. Key signature was in C. The signature was 4. The range 3. The tempo was 120. So now all I have to do is, all you gotta do is do what I did before. Except instead of part 1, part 2. Well, this time, maybe I should do it with less yakking. Then I can get through it, and we can see how it sounds as a duet. Alrighty then. So, here we go. What is that? That is the note of C, and that is 4 beats. C. What am I doing? I'm transcribing this. I'm doing this now. Oh! Okay, so here you can see when the notes are a bit lower, they start to go into lowercase. That's what I should be paying attention to. It's not 4, is it? It's 2. So 2, and that is also C, but it is lowercase c. Again, that's 2, and that is E. Okay, lowercase e, 1, 2, 3. So here, 4, yep, G, 1, 2, 3, 2, C, 2, E, 2, 3, 4, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, we're here, 1, 2, 3. Now we're on these two. 2, E, 2, F, 2, 3. These two. 2, G, 2, F, 4, E. See how quick that was? And because again it says repeat that. So my way of repeating it here is to copy and paste. Right, then we can move down to the next one. Right, if I'd have gone up one more, if there's any notes, see there's no notes in this space, which would be A. That would be going up to capital A. It's just our internal way of differentiating the range. So the computer knows it's a higher note than this A. Anyway, so cracking on. Oh, this should be easy. Lots of 4s. So 4, G, 1, 2, 3. Or again, G again, 1, 2, 3. 2, C, that's here. 2, D, 1, 2, 3. 2, E, 1, 2, C. That was these two. 1, 2, 3. 4, G. 1, 2, 3. 4, G. 1, 2, 3. 2, E. 2, G. 1, 2, 3. And finally, 4, C. And again, I copy and paste. And now look what I've done. I've just finished transcribing that. See if there's any errors. No errors. Now when I go to here, notice before when I was playing a duet, there was a little drop down box there. We say it's part 1, part 2, but there's nothing here because it's not a duet. And if it was an ensemble with 3 parts or 4 parts, the drop down would show me all the parts. But because I've now added, this is how quick it works, it's amazing. Because I've just added on the back end of our servers, this piece, the second part to this piece, watch what happens when I click refresh. Here, it refreshes and now it picks up. Boom, shakalaka. So now we're in business. We've got part 1, which I've just done, and there's part 2, which I've just done. Turn off the Zach. I do not know if 120 is the right tempo for this, so let's have a play. I'm going to tell the computer to play part 2, and I'm going to play part 1, which is on the screen. So let's see if I can do this without messing up. See, it repeated, remember? Okay, that was nice. It was nice, very simple piece for maybe for children or for a beginner in music to play. But hey, let me tell you some interesting things about music and musitude in general. The first thing is there's something in music called, back to music. There's something in music called sight reading. Now, sight reading would be something like if you were to pick up a book that you've never read before or a newspaper, you wouldn't have to practice to read it. You might have to practice if you wanted to read it out loud and give a speech to people, because some of us, like me, are not that good at reading stuff out loud. I'm better at just speaking off the cuff. Anyway, but for you to pick up a book and just read it, even a complicated book, you can just read as you go along and your brain can process the information as you go along. Now with music, with sheet music and musicians, traditional sheet music, there are some pieces that even a really good musician has to read through and just not quite memorize bits, but familiarize himself with bits, so it's not all new information pouring in as they're trying to play it. So they would read through and stagger and come to a little tricky part and practice that a little bit and get it until they could play it from beginning to end without making any mistakes and with a nice smooth play. And after they practice 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 times, they could be confident to play that, looking at the sheet music for some. And then, when they get to a higher level, they can play it without even looking at the sheet music. That's incredible. If you go to see a concert, a piano concerto in a concert, some lady or gentleman will play 45-minute piece, a 20-minute piece, really complicated music with no sheet music because they've memorized perfectly. But sight reading is when a musician is given a piece of sheet music, plunks it down, and they don't know what it is, they've never played it before, it could be quite complex, and they can just play it, just line after line after line perfectly. So that's quite rare, it's really talented people. But pretty good musicians with quite a bit of experience and some training, they can play simple pieces by sight reading without having to practice it. So with Musitude, it's actually the same. Most of you could actually do that with Musitude. With a piece like this, for example, you could do that, or with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So not only do many people who use Musitude for the first time have this weird feeling come over them, because it's always been ingrained in their head, I'm not a musician, I can't play music. That's for musicians, I'm just not musical. But actually it was a system that was overly complex, not you that's the problem. And so actually a lot of people, they play a piece, even if it's a simple piece like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, as they're playing it, they're starting to realize the computer's not playing it for me. I'm not just pressing buttons to activate and the computer plays a melody. I have agency. I'm playing this piece of music. If I press the wrong key, it's the wrong key. If I shorten a note or play a note for too long, it drags out the piece and it makes it weird. I'm doing this properly and I'm playing this piece. So not only are first-time users of Musitude, not only do they have that culture shock that they actually can play an instrument, which is the QWERTY keyboard with Musitude notation, they not only do that, they do it and sight read at the same time on the very first experience of it. Yes, it might be a piece like this, or it might be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's a massive step. It's a giant step. It's like a baby going from being born to walking. It's a giant step, actually. It takes them an entire year to learn just how to not fall over. An entire year of practicing all day long. But it's actually a huge step to be able to sit down in front of an interface, an instrument, and play even Twinkle Twinkle by sight reading once they know the basic idea of Musitude. And that's what I just did here. I'm not a great musician. Those pieces I played earlier, I still make mistakes, especially because I'm using a keyboard I don't use every day. And yeah, but I can sight read fairly intermediate pieces, intermediate by Musitude levels. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm thinking maybe it should be a little bit faster though. So what I'll do is I'll go into edit here. That's what happened. I asked our CTO to make this color, so it's a bit easier on the eye, but it seems like it only becomes this color when you go into edit, not when you do the first thing. Oh, that's interesting. Anywho, so what was I going to do? Oh yeah, so why don't we try this, make it 180. What does this mean? It means 180 beats per minute. If it was 60 beats per minute, then it means 1 beat per 1 second, because 60 seconds in a minute. If it's 120 beats a minute, it means 2 beats per second. But if it's 180, it means 3 beats per second, or 180 beats in 1 second. And now I have just edited this. Let me just see if it memorizes the adjusting. Do I have to make a triangular arrow or what? Oh, no, just an uppy one. All right, let me edit that. When I go back in, does it remember it? No. It's all right. All right, so now if I go back here, I will see it's been changed. Well, you can't see it, but I'll see it when I start playing it. So let me just mute that. So now you'll hear it'll go a little bit faster. Here we go. Ooh. Got that wrong. You know, as I look at this notation, it makes me wonder why these values can't be halved. Same for this one. They're all multiples of 1 and 2, aren't they? So this could be this in terms of length. And this could be one circle. And then it would be a lot shorter. So in other words, if I have that, all the values, if I go back in and change the numbers and cut them in half, this one would be just 2, and these would be one circle. But for some reason, it's made this way by the composer, so hey, who am I? I'll leave it as old Carl Zerny made it. So there you have it. That was just over an hour. And we transcribed a piece. Pretty cool. I'm happy with that. So now this piece is in the system. So I did this live on our server's backend. There was nothing. We created the title. We input the music by transcribing. Just this simple code. Our Colin, our code contributor genius, just helped us divide the system as easy as possible. In fact, it would have been easier if I'd have cut these values in half, because when a note is 1 beat, we don't even need to write the number in, because the software recognizes if you didn't write a number, it just assumes it's 1 beat, because music has a lot of 1 beat notes. So it just assumes it's 1 beat. So you don't even bother having to write the number when it's 1 beat, but because old Carl Zerny had to be special, he had to write double the length of the notes. We had to put all the numbers in. So that's cool. Yeah, and to me, I've been doing it a while now, but it's still like magic. I just come here, type some stuff in, boom, got a piece of music on the front end of the website. And this will be on the mobile apps as well. If you go to the mobile app now and type this in, dude, it just appears. There you got it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And I always forget to turn that music on. I need an assistant, like a radio producer who automatically does it for me. So, yeah, that's cool. I haven't done a stream for quite a few weeks because I was busy with some stuff, setting up some other stuff. But yeah, hoping to do a little bit of this, maybe once a day. Whack out a stream and do some transcribing. Put it on YouTube in high resolution. It's gonna be cool. So head on over to the Musitude website right here. Just type musitude.com. Let me just put that there because it looks cooler. Musitude.com. Boom, you're on the website, completely free. Got loads of music. Just browse by genre. Right, got a classical. Got tons of classical pieces on there. Or if you go to folk, got a few. Oops, genres. Faith. Well, it is Easter weekend, so is there anything? I think these are most. Oh no, they're not Christian songs. Onward Christian Soldiers, Holy, Holy. Amazing Grace. All right, before I go, I'm going to play an Easter song, although they're not really Easter songs here. All right, let's try Amazing Grace. It's nice and simple. I'll play Amazing Grace because it's Easter. All right, here we go. I know not everybody's watching this as Christian, especially because we have on the other side of the planet, we have a lot of people from different cultures, but nevertheless, it's a lovely song, isn't it? This. So again, it's a duet. There's part 2. Now these, if you haven't seen these before, these mean, I call them ghost circles. These mean rest. It doesn't mean like stop playing and take a rest. When you play music, there's a concept of a rest, which means as you count the beat, each beat you play a note or some notes. Sometimes there's a beat, there's no note written there on the musical page. What do? You skip it, you have a silence. It's like a pause in a sentence. If I want to talk and then I pause, that pause was still part of the time frame. So this is, just imagine this is the way I like to think about it is a sound note. Yasin Shiro is now following. Welcome, Yasin. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're going to the website and giving it a try out, or maybe the mobile app. It looks great on the iPad as well if you've got an iPad. But Android's great, iOS is great. So yeah, these are rests. So it means on this particular piece, you wouldn't, for the first 3 beats, you wouldn't hear anything. But on part 1, well, you wouldn't hear anything for the first 2 beats, but you'd hear 2 notes on the 3rd beat. All right, so I'm going to play this, which would sound like this. Ooh, got any numbers? Oh, we've got numbers there. Sometimes they trip me up, but I think I can handle it. Here we go, Amazing Grace. I'm not going to sing, so I won't put you through that. One, two. You know what? I think this would have sounded better as a clarinet, wouldn't it? Which is a good excuse for me to show you that we've got different instruments. Let's see how it sounds as clarinet. Oh, a bit scratchy, but you get the idea. But if I was to go here, wait, so that's the one wait, is that? Hang on. So that one was the easy one? Easy, I clicked easy. It was the same, wasn't it? Faithage. All right, let's give this one a shot. Oh, clip. Clip is really a concept that just means it could be a whole song, but we just take the melody part and clip it. All right, here we go. So what do I... If I've got clip up, clip just means it's a kind of a duet. Sorry, it's a solo. There isn't any accompanying part, but let me play it anyway. Sounds better in a lower register, doesn't it? Lol. Yeah, it definitely sounds better on a lower register. All right, so yeah, so as I was saying, please go to the website and give us a, well, bookmark it. Practice pieces. Play with your friends, share it with your friends. It's especially cool. I mean, it's great playing by yourself. It's great playing with the website accompanying you. It's more amazing when you've got a friend with a laptop side by side and you play duets together. Or you could have a laptop, your friend could have a mobile and you can play duets together. Or 2 mobiles. Or if your musician friends who play traditional instruments, if they have the sheet music equivalent of what music you have on Musitude on the screen, you can even play with them. They're actually compatible because we just transcribe from the same sheet music. So you can play one part on Musitude, your friend could play on the violin or piano or guitar or sing. So yeah, do that. The other thing you could do is jump on over to the Twitter and give us a follow. Get a bit more active on there. And there's some magazine did an article about us recently. That's cool. And yeah, well, this is live now. But we've got a YouTube channel. We've got lots of great videos on the YouTube channel. A Facebook group, so Facebook page, sorry. So just jump over to the Musitude Facebook page and give us a follow. And then obviously on Twitch. So we're on Twitch Rooney there as well. So that's it for this stream. Still working on a, not catchphrase, but a sign-off phrase. Still working on a sign-off phrase. Answers on a postcard. At the moment, I've been going with Musitude out. But I'll come up with something better than that. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Or if you're watching the VOD, thanks for watching that. And enjoy musituding. Send us a message and let us know how you're getting on. All right then. So